All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. Can I get a second camera? Wait.
I've tried it before. I know, but there's not much that is okay. Other people. I've tried it.
Okay, let's go ahead and begin. So this is Chandra's promotion review. Good afternoon, everyone. Chandra, you should probably be in the video, yeah? for your own. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can sit there. I think the camera will see you. Okay, great. So let's go and get this thing started. Chandra's in here for the 6-month promotion review, yeah? Okay. So Chandra's been doing extra burden for the past few months. This promotion review will essentially qualify her for what is the role that? Huh? On a 6-month period, right? Okay. So Chandra is applying for a senior, and she is being reviewed for a senior air support. Chandra did start this entire journey at Bukit Vista a little bit differently. I think at first we didn't know what role you wanted to be in, so we gave you a flexible contract. And now it is gelling into more air support, yeah? Okay. All right, so that's what we're here for. So once again, this promotion is to measure and determine if the candidate is up for promotion. We will be evaluating on the following metrics: sales, high conversion rate from inquiries to bookings, teamwork, volunteering for above and beyond duties, hospitality, impressive guest reviews mentioning the employee name and experiences they share with the employee, communication, responsive and accurate coordination for online guest support systems, WhatsApp, Airbnb, direct bookings, innovation, increasing the guest satisfaction through best hospitality practices, brand, improving the reputation, brand awareness of Bukit Vista via positive word of mouth, and ownership, taking the responsibility for the outcome of your plans. Okay, Chandra's primary areas of responsibility is, well, first, before we proceed any further, do we all agree? Okay, all in favor of using these metrics of evaluating for this promotion, please vote in favor now. Okay, all against, please vote against now. Okay, these are the metrics we're going to use. The areas of responsibility. So the primary area of responsibility in Squad 2 is for air support and host. Chandra, do you agree that this is your primary area of responsibility?
Well, actually, starting for like 2 months, 1 month advance, starting air support mainly and host system.
Okay, but you do pretty much these two things, right? Okay. All right, fantastic. All right, let's take a look at the next set of considerations. Tendy is the squad lead. He is not present right now. Has Tendy written down his comments? Okay, all right. I'm going to write down my comments at the very end after I've written this. So this particular promotion review will go a little bit differently. Yeah. So after we finish the evaluation from everybody, I'll write down my comments, and these will be given before we give you the results. Okay. All right. Tendy is squad lead. He's given his comments already. Alvin's chapter lead on air support. Jing's the CEO. Rafik is hospitality lead, and Bayu is revenue for squad 2. These are the primary people on the promotion committee. We have an advisory committee. The advisory committee is simply just giving advice. They are not essentially the determining factor for the promotion, but they are essentially. No, we want. All right. The advisory committee is just to enhance the number of feedback that goes. How do we determine this committee? These people are all clients from Chandra's work, right? Revenue management, I guess hospitality. These are clients of Chandra's work. So on the other side, these are not clients of Chandra's work. So that's why they're on the advisory committee. Okay. Ultimately, it's the guests who are the end clients, but we'll take a look at that too. All right. Diva, Chris, and Gigi are on the advisory committee. They've also submitted their feedback with us too as well. Okay, all right, shall we begin? This is essentially the structure. If you're okay with the structure, please vote in favor now. If you're against this structure, or if you think somebody else needs to be on this thing, on this committee, please vote now. Okay, so we're complete then, yeah? So these are all the people who are going to make the decision, and our decisions are in this capsule. All right, let's go into what Chandra has produced. So there is, oh, by the way, this is being recorded. Why do we record these, by the way? Why do we record promotion reviews? For transparency, for what else?
Learning.
For learning, for what else? For trust, basically we record promotion reviews so that nobody goes and says, well, that person got a promotion because they have some sort of special relationship or whatnot. So we record these so that it promotes transparency, trust, also learning so that future people might, I think you studied a few other people's promotion reviews, so that future people know what the process is of a promotion. Okay, let's go into the supporting evidence first. Let's take a look at sales. So these are the evidences of sales that Chandra's offered. So this is a case where Chandra offered a different link, a link to a different property that was, okay, maybe Chandra, you can explain this to us.
This actually is booking it to Pulsari and like give them on VSL, and
Okay.
then they booking at VSL the link on that item.
Okay, great. So that is an implementation of using a listing family and alternative property. Right. What is this, Chandra?
This is because we already like agreed the number of pricing, and then they booking confirm or some request, and I just giving them alteration request to change the price.
Okay, got it. I'm smiling here because there's no name for it. All right. All right. Let's take a look at this one. Let's take what's this is Chandra. Maybe you can tell us what this is.
This is a guest that actually like a repeater that coming to conduct their support and
Okay.
to give them a link of property that they might like to book.
Okay.
And then they give the link and then they book just after I give them the link.
All right, and this is for Despacito, yeah? So they asked about Despacito as a return visitor.
Yes.
Okay. And what is this one?
This one is this is actually the booking request that the guest want to have a double room, but we already only have twin room.
Mhm.
But I explained the situation to the guest, and they agreed to that arrangement, and they just proceed to the booking.
Okay, fantastic. So these are essentially booking agility, looking for situations to get better conversion. Okay, all right. Interesting. All right, let's go on to the next part. So this is part 2 of sales,
Yes.
giving the right information to improve the sales. Go ahead and tell us more about this one.
This the guest that asking about late check-ins, and I explained about late check-ins, and then they doing the booking afterwards.
Okay, got it. Correct. All right. So this is a late check-in, and you're suggesting that they book a driver for the smoothest arrival. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Go ahead.
This one is about the place, the location of the general location of the property. They give them like a general location, and after that they book a property.
Okay, fantastic. All right, looks good. And this next one.
This one is asking about the reality of the place, whether it is also located in the cliff or something, and so that
Okay.
they like have a ocean face the ocean or not. It's like giving them information about it, and they can properly.
Okay, great. So a lot of conversions due to Chandra's inquiry answering abilities. Okay, here's a new one. Okay, pre-approval and then confirm.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then this one is possible to have late check-in.
Yes.
Okay, great. Pre-approved and then confirmed. Okay, and then this one is also pre-approved. 10 minutes, okay, all right, and then confirm. Okay, great. Does anybody have any comments or any other things that they'd like to say about this evidence offered about this particular point, giving right information to improve the conversion? Okay, to bite.
I want to ask, did you also learn about the unconverted request or inquiry, and what is your takeaway from that you learned?
Right. So if we talk about the request, the unconverted booking request is mostly because of the availability that I found. From that, usually I try to give them like a family listing that could accommodate their needs. But most of the time, from my cases, actually it is quite hard to find some of the family listing. Like if you talk about audio review or alchemist, it's quite hard. But sometimes also ask them about their travel plans first. So from the information of the travel plans, I give them a link of property that might be proper to their needs.
Okay. Give a link to a property Good. Good. Any other questions to Chandra? No? Okay. All right. We can give a link to a property that fits the traveler's needs. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's like
All right. Oh, I forgot to ask. Is there any comments from the first set of supporting evidence on offering the property rooms that turn into a booking? Nope. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the profile coverage. So in this particular case, Chandra covers how many profiles? Cover 4. Yes. Okay. So she covers the Bastion, the Bayou, the Jing, and also the Tendi and Bukit Vista. Okay. So these are the 4 performance profiles. We need to see what the control profiles are, right? So what are the closest profiles that are essentially close to that? And then we essentially compare what the control is to your performance. Make sense? Okay, so Bastion and Bayou are both pretty similar. Actually, they cover the same. What's the control profile for these two? Does anybody have a suggestion? Bastion and Bayou, what would be a control profile that we could compare this with? Kauai. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the crystal line and see what the control looks like. So, and then for Jing profile, what's the closest control profile? Wayana, yeah? Okay, all right, let's take a look at those. So we're looking essentially at, okay, I'll bring this evidence over to this screen in a second. Okay, we're looking for Chris, KKKK, Emil. No. We don't have a selector anymore? Or, okay. All right, Chris and Wyatt. Okay, so we're looking for a shape that is roughly equivalent to this shape. And let's take an apples to apples, I guess, comparison. We'll put the shape over here. Take a look at the 6-month performance of, oops, not here. It'll be over here. Okay, so let's upload that. Okay, over to, let's see, Bayou. What do you see here?
Following similar pattern.
Yes, I do.
The Bastion and Wayana, especially there's a flat in May and June, and actually drop in Bastion and Wayana, and also Bayou and Wayana. Yeah, it's a flat but similar pattern.
Okay, I see a similar pattern to the Bayou and Wayana. The May and June are both flat, and then the February and March are pretty the same as well, same height. And then the January, well, there's no January. The January one's a little bit lower. On this profile, Chris and Wayana, the January one was higher. On the Bastion and Wayana, I see essentially the June and May ones are, June's performance is a little bit higher on this one. The April performance is high on this one, but so the April performance is better on the one that you're managing than on the control. And then these 2 months in January, February look the same. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Any other thoughts or comments about the comparison to the control profile? Let's see. You started in January, yeah? Okay. All right. So we're really just looking at what happened after January, February to June. Okay. Compared to the control profile, this looks equivalent. This looks a little bit less than the control profile, but your April looks better on the Bastion profile. Okay, all right, cool. Let's take a look at the next one. So Jing, the closest equivalent is Wayana. Let's take a look at what the shape and form of that is. Okay. Oh wow. Oh well, we can cover this one, right? No way. Tendi and Bukit Vista. What's the closest equivalent to Tendi and Bukit Vista? Okay, alright. Let's take a look at that one. Okay. Okay, so this is the second control. This is on the Wayana profile. And we're comparing the Jing profile to the Wayana profile. So we'll go ahead and bring that up. Oops, nope. Okay, this goes in. Let me shift around some of the squares a bit so that we can get some apples to apples looks. Okay, all right, interesting. Let's take a look at this one. So this is the control, and this is the profile we're comparing against, the Jing to the Wayana. Over to Alvin, what do you see?
That's here's performance. This always see this.
Okay, got it.
On automatically.
Somehow do you know this is the right thing for you? What happens if you don't have to
Okay. I would say it actually does better than the Wayana profile. Okay, and this is why. Because on the January one, if this is the baseline, then the next month should be higher, right? So against the Wayana profile, it's already doing better month to month. Okay, so essentially January to February is an increase. February to March is an increase. March to April is an increase. April to May is an increase. May to June is an increase. On this control profile, January to February is a decrease. February to March is a decrease. March to April is an increase. April to May is an increase. May to June is an increase, and then June to July is an increase.
This will be the same, sir, because
Yep.
based on Jing and Wayana, it's more listed on Wayana.
But what we're trying to compare is this, right? If we say that this is, let's say, normal seasonal performance, we're trying to track if the profile managed by the person who's essentially controlling the profile right now is doing better or worse month to month. So worse would look like essentially every month is
Increasing,
low,
yeah.
or, yeah. But if it follows essentially, if it's better than the seasonality, then I would say that's better than the control. If it's worse, like always going down, the percentage increases also look pretty significant across each gap. This is about a 10% increase from 40 to 45. This is about more than a 10% increase, yeah, from 44. So in general, this profile is actually doing better than this profile. It's rising every month. It seems actually less affected by seasonality. Okay, so that's that. Is there any other thoughts on this one? Or any other analysis on this one? No? Okay. All right, let's take a look at the 10D profile. So we go over to Priscilla. Or wait, no, to D1. Okay, D1 and Jing. Okay, let's take a look at this one and see how we're doing. Insert. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, there it is. Boom.
Where is it?
Don't know. It didn't appear.
You don't?
Let's see. Maybe it showed up. No, it hasn't shown up here. Okay. Okay. All right. So this one's the control now. And this is the one we're taking a look at. Okay, let's take a look. Ah, fucker. Okay, it's back. Okay, so we're looking from the January. So looking at the control, let's see. From January to February, it's a decline. From February to March, it's a decline. March to April is an increase. April to May is an increase. May to June is a decline. June to July is a decline. Okay, let's see if that tracks the same pattern. January to February is an increase, so that's already better than this one. February to March is a decrease. That's normal, okay. March to April is an increase, okay. April to May is an increase on the control. Okay, this was where this one's a little bit worse. And then from June to July, May to June. May to June is a decrease, and that is actually the opposite on the one that Chandra looks after. Okay, so essentially it's one decrease.
1 July.
Yeah, so this profile basically had a stronger May, and this profile had a weaker May. Okay, all right, that's that. Okay, let's take a look at some of the unconverted requests. This is something I just added. So this is new because we have more visibility into unconverted requests. Let's take a look and see what is in that bucket. So this is related to what Bayu was just speaking about earlier. What have we done about the stuff that essentially has been, what do you call it, negative passive feedback, right? It's essentially stuff that isn't getting converted, but we haven't been able to see it. So let's see, we got Despacito. Let's go back a few months ago. So Kakol. It's hard to say whether this was actually falling into Chandra's bucket or not. But let's see. Despacito's in your bucket, right? Yeah. This is for the entire listing, right? Okay. All right. Toya Uwa. Do we still want the Toya? No. Okay. Filipano?
It is Filatama 4.
Okay. Why do we get unfulfilled requests for Villa Comma 4?
Filatama is not under elected anymore, but we are
okay.
still not unlisted.
I see.
But usually if we have inquiry on Filatama, we just like redirect them to Filatama 3. That's basically the same.
Okay, got it. Cool. So we have a redirect pattern and Deepa down. Deepa down we don't work with anymore, huh?
Yeah,
Still.
Oh, we do. Okay. All right. So, what's the situation in Deepa down?
They have a lot of many booking from their side, so
Right.
the token is already full. Like we don't have any availability for our guests anymore.
Okay. But the token's full, then we still shouldn't get like requests, right?
It's request for 3-bedroom.
3-bedroom.
Okay, got it. All right. Let's drill down into that and see what we get there. Okay, these are requests coming in from June. Let's see. Okay. Request for 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Yeah, very right. Yeah, exactly it. Okay, cool. Confirmed and verified. All right, so that is the setup for sales. Now, okay, are we done talking about sales yet?
Yeah.
Let's talk about teamwork. Volunteering to be Rafik's proxy and handling Booking.com about it and doing night shift. Okay. All right, then I guess you're the client in that case. How has Chandra been doing in terms of this particular service?
From 1 till 5 until 5.
Really? Okay. All right. Fantastic. What?
Because now I support you.
Mm-hmm.
It's already on Agoda on the phone
Mm-hmm.
and also Booking.com.
Okay.
So also on the laptop, Chandra is we already what's it called login for Booking.com and Agoda and
Okay.
Expedia as well.
Okay.
So if I update, Chandra will
Take care of it.
check all the reservation and replay all the things.
Okay. Fantastic. Very good. Good. Any other comments on this particular metric? Nope. Okay. Let's move on to the next thing. Make sure cases on Squad 2 are well documented and taken care of. Okay. So we have a whiteboard here.
Yes.
What is this whiteboard for?
Yeah,
It's
for,
useful though. It's a reminder.
for the reminder for
Overbooking cases.
Yeah.
There's only 5 now. A day or a month?
It's already decreased though.
Already.
Decreasing.
Really? We used to have 5 a day. That's incredible. Okay.
Not a day.
This is like, oh my god, that's incredible. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we used to have, that was the daily list of overbookings. Okay. What are we understanding from this, John?
Like everyone reported in their obey overbooking. It's for last minute overbooking and also for future overbooking. It's for last minute overbooking as well. So one day before the check-ins.
Okay, got it. And here's another.
Yeah. So also it is 5 days before the check-ins. There's the yard test.
Got it. Okay, cool. Any more discussion on this particular piece of evidence?
Justifying me
Yes.
maybe for Chandra is a 10 out of 10 because I never missing out for the information for all the special cases.
Okay, all right. Gigi gives a 10 out of 10 for identifying special cases. Yeah.
also important special cases.
And reporting to finance, yeah? You are a client then? Okay, alright. You should correct me. Alright. Okay, alright. Any other comments on this one? No? Okay. Team feedback. Okay, so this is on the employee surveys, right? So Chandra got mentioned here. Very good. Okay. Very good. Chandra got mentioned here. Okay, and here, twice. Okay, very good. Okay, and good feedback from your teammates. That's from me.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And core value recognition, yes, from Rafik. Okay. No, she is Chedawet. Great job here. Love you, Chandra. Okay, great. Okay, all right. So that is on the value of teamwork. Any other discussion on teamwork? No? Okay. All right, let's look at hospitality. So in hospitality, we got this. Terima kasih Chandra dan Gabriel sudah dibantu pada waktu check-in. Tell us more about this, Chandra.
It's a guest in the guest house, Jenna. Just like booking one night before, and he brings car. But actually, there is no like parking lot in that place.
Okay.
And she called me, and then I asked Gabriel to help her to park the car.
So how did Gabby help park a car of property in Jogja? He was there?
In Jogja, it is in Bali.
Korea guest house. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Why did I think it was in
Yeah,
Jogja?
assist.
Okay, all right, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So Gabby went out and parked somebody's car. Okay, all right, that's very nice. Oh, okay, whatever happens, yeah. All right, tell us more about Faunish Chu.
When she's staying in one of his house, he actually needs an accident and just like help her to the Airbnb to accident in the first place.
Okay, got it. Interesting. Review sentiment 59.1. Okay, all right, interesting. All right, tell us more about this one.
It's Amy Garcia who staying in the Virginia Hills. She's like leaving her swimsuit at the place and then just help her to send the swimsuit to her again.
Okay, fantastic, very good. All right, and how about this one?
Just staying in.
This-
She wants to go to where's that? Single fin and doesn't want to rent a car, so
Okay.
I just like asked the staff there, could you please just take her to the single fin, and then they said, okay, just take her.
Okay, all right, there it is. All right, fantastic. Okay, so that finishes up on hospitality. Any other further discussion on hospitality? No. Okay, let's go to communication. Mention of good reviews in reviews. Okay, good communication, good communication. Most are amazing. Best communicate. Okay, all right, fairly clear. Okay, good communication, good communication. I'll just look at the highlights. Thank you very much for making this easy to see. Squad needs addressed quickly to make sure Squad 2 knows I have their backs online. Okay, tell us more about this one.
Is Obe in Ramah Village. Actually, there is a guest that actually booked the rooms, and then we forgot to block the other room, so we
Give them one room.
removed the guest in the box.
Oh, okay, all right, fantastic. And what should we understand from this one?
This actually, the continuing from that one. So just like contact
Part two,
them again,
yeah.
and then we come up with a solution that the guests agreed to move to the box.
Okay, and we're really looking at the time, right? So this was 12:10, and this was resolved by what? I'm confused. Okay, by 12:13. Okay, all right, cool. Next one. Tell us what we need to know about this one.
This is the last minute group of and Kakol.
A
So
group overbooking.
They book like 8 rooms.
How many did they get?
Yeah.
The guest is booked.
Bedrooms.
Sorry, yeah.
Get one room. It's
The
okay.
guest is booked 1 month before.
Okay.
So it's confirm booking, and because if you book for all entire, you must block manual, right? So one person is not block manual, and then tomorrow is their check-in.
Great.
And then we get a new property. Pondok Bagus is 8 bedroom, 10 bedroom. I give, I tell 13 million, take it or leave it. Okay, take it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Incredible market building, solving reservation problems. Wish we had more of that. Okay, all right, good. Excellent, excellent. That's actually really good coordination. So, okay, last minute booking and coming up with a solution soon. All right, great. So that concludes the discussion about communication. Is there any more discussion about communication? No? Okay, let's keep on going. Ownership. Ownership. Chandra has put her name on these things. Tell us what this is.
And then they're open source.
Yeah, very good. Okay. All right.
So basically, sometimes just if there is like something wrong in the listing, just like correct it by myself.
Nice.
Then sending some information by myself, and then like put it on the open source for Diva to check on it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Diva. Thanks, Chandra. All right. Let's talk about this one. What is this one about?
So sometimes when I check like calendar on Toolkit, or maybe there's like a cancellation, many cancellations like putting in the program that this properties basically still have a low occupancy. Could you please do something for this, or
Got it.
like doing a feedback on the program?
So you put the cancellation back to flexible when it needs an extra boost in bookings.
It's not yet, so still
Oh.
in more than that, because there are many
Okay.
cancellation like last minute and still fully refunded the guests.
Okay, got it. So we're moving cancellation policies from flexible
Flexible
to moderate. Okay, cool. Okay, interesting test. All right, let's start from Gigi. Yeah, let's go to Gigi. Gigi gives this evaluation to Chandra. So she's the one person on the squad is all excited to talk about squad target and how to achieve it. She does inquiries fluently. Very good. All right, teamwork. Her goal and vision align with the squad. She always back up her team when they're on the field. She has the direct dedication for her team. Good. Hospitality. She gives clear and informative information to the guests and partners. Office beside her, so that's why I can say so. Good. Communication. She's super helpful by giving me every detail if there's any changes on guest reservations. And I never lost any information on Squad 2. Okay. Innovation, no comment. Brand, no comment. Helpful advice for Chandra. You're energetic in some way, but you get easily insulted. Manage your stress, Chandra. Okay. Go on to the next one. Okay, 60 evaluator, Chris. Chris isn't here now, but he's left his words, and it says, good. Continuous effort on converting inquiries into confirmed reservations. Great. Teamwork, great. She often goes above and beyond to ensure the daily operations run smoothly. Hospitality, need to improve. Communication, excellent on speed and responsiveness. Needs to improve on the hospitality side. Helpful advice to Chandra, be hospitable and be nice. It's two different things. Be careful on managing these two concepts of behavior. Misunderstanding the concept will lead you to be a hypocrite person, growing your internal emotional conflict, which at the end of the day will impact not only you, but the immediate people around you, aka your team. Be hospitable is to be real and be authentic. Okay. All right. Next evaluator is Diva. Diva on sale says, when I do content doctor on Squad 2, Chandra's name is the only that appears on most of the signage.
The one.
Is the one who appears the most on the signage. Yes. Okay. This is the one. The one. Okay. She answers questions from our potential guests pretty quickly and accurate. Okay. Teamwork. Chandra contributes and aligns her goals to the squad and company goals and theme. She's also stepping on toes and offering to help Rafik managing non-Airbnb OTAs. She also stays up late to help the next team too. Yep. Chandra have sometimes a little too bright personality. I know she meant good, but she's always trying to help her team. It's easier to reach Chandra through the air support WhatsApp than through her own.
Just do the worst.
Yeah.
Meaning.
Good. All right, and innovation. I'm seeing major innovation from Chandra. Brand, no. Okay, and ownership. Chandra is responsible for her work. She's one of my successful MVP for internal open source. Okay. She documented the case well and always tags her name on the card. Chandra also reports the OB case or any case for the next shift. I think the next level is that she will be able to solve these cases by her own in the future. Okay. Helpful advice for Chandra, stress management. I think if you focus on how to solve the problem instead of the problem itself, you'll be able to solve it in no time. Instead of screaming and letting the vibes fall all over the place, may or not affects other employees work too. Talk less, do more. After all, right, mate? Smiley face. I'm sticking out. Okay. All right. So next evaluator comes from Alvin. Alvin is let me try to remember. You're on the promotion committee, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Alvin. Okay. This is where it gets really real. Okay. As long as you get you as well. Okay, so fourth evaluator is coming from Alvin, sales. She understands about the process of sales funnel, cross-selling product, and she's willing to ask me regarding the property for Squad 1 that she didn't know much about. Great. Teamwork. She's a hard worker. I frequently saw her working until late past the morning shift time. Past the morning shift time.
Yeah, that's the morning shift.
Okay, got it. Okay. She's hospitable on the WhatsApp group and also do morning greeting frequently to them. So really active in communication on WhatsApp and also supporting the host team to coordinate on handling guests. I think she just needs to relax a bit sometimes. I believe Chandra has a lot of project today, a workflow suggestion, but I'm not directly working on that project. I can't give much feedback on it. Helpful advice for Chandra. More relaxed on handling the problem. We frequently thought that you get caught in emotion and stress. This is indeed stressful work, especially handling with a lot of cases and complaints. Try to find a way to calm yourself because it can affect the surrounding. Don't strain yourself in the end. Okay, wow, that's consistent advice. All right, 30 evaluators coming from Bayou. Bayou says sales. I see Chandra in sales oriented doing her responsibilities as host air support and reservations. Chandra is willing to cover both online and field responsibilities, takes ownership of the role, and make sure all HAR tasks is done. She's the most active HAR that submit feedback to content and also doing internal open source. Great. And hospitality. She could deliver hospitality in most cases, but needs improvement in delivering hospitality in difficult position as well. For example, with difficult guest complaints or partner issues. Communication. Easy to reach. She also makes sure all issues are well communicated. Innovation. She shows effort, but unclear vision and execution, probably not focused on the final goal. Example is the air support project, tips project. Could be done better if integrated with HR. She can collect feedback from there. From my side, no impactful innovation that I'm aware of. Brand, not observed much at this point. Helpful advice for Chandra. Try to be hospitable by heart, not by trade. To say nice things about guests while you're screaming on their back is not a healthy habit. You can try to spread positivity with your callers instead of throwing bad vibes at them. Try to focus on what you do best. Find a problem that you hate the most. Find a long-term solution for that. If you do have a new project on your OKR, that's fine too. You can focus on improvement OKR instead. Even you can do innovative things to help the squad deliver SLAs. Okay, next, second one is Rafik. Sales, agreement. She is good sales for the guests who are looking for fit property. She knows what the guests need. Always needs to keep engaged with the guests until the guest is booked. Teamwork. She has good initiative to cover all account and help others first. Handle overbooking even though it takes more time than office hours. Hospitality. She's always engaged with the guests and make sure that they check in smoothly in their property. Communication. Good communication with the guest. Team also with partners. Always inform the partners how many check-ins and quick response as well. Innovation. She make innovation to make picture direction on drive so we can access when the guests need it. This is the direction mapping project, right? Okay. Great. Okay, and then Brandon, no comment. Helpful advice for Chandra. I like you when you're stressed and screaming when everybody is focused. That's yourself. Don't change it. Okay, as long as you're comfortable with that and you said to me, I always screaming is me and I'm ready for that job. Don't pretend to be somebody else. Okay, interesting. Okay, Tendi. Tendi says on sales, she's good for taking reservation sales with property of the guest. She gives some alternative properties that can accommodate the guest. Teamwork, she can also cover Airbnb profile for the host when the host hosting, also backup WhatsApp groups for quick response. Hospitality, she can cover the area for hosting when the hosts take their day off. And she's hospitable with the guests and owners. Communication, she has good communication on WhatsApp but need to improve for taking phone calls and direct communication. And innovation, she needs help to renew information about Uluwatu, Funulu. She make an SLA for air support. Okay? Does anyone know what Funulu means?
It's a recommendation that we give to the
Recommendation
guests.
for.
So-
Is it the ATEX?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it. Oh, okay, cute. Helpful advice for Chandra. You're great and fast and easy to learn. Please control your emotional that can affect with your professionalism. Control yourself and believe everything going to be all right with patience and clear mind. Okay, that's it. And then my advice will come in after we have a discussion. Okay. Any other comments that anybody wants to give before we huddle together to have a discussion? Nope. Okay. All right. Anything that you guys want to say more? No? Okay. All right. So I think it's now Chandra. You guys can go, and then it's just the rest of us we have a discussion. Okay. Our discussion is recorded, so you can watch it later. So. Okay. All right. So let's see. All right. I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the career matrix and see where Chandra's doing on this particular thing. And let's define also. What? Is Google talking to me? Okay. All right, so we have the career matrix as actually a helpful guide to steer us into the direction of what we can expect. All right. So this is an open-ended discussion because we don't really have. Okay, Rafik is here. And this is just to have, like, okay, who was actually at this discussion, right? Okay, so we don't really have yet a clear sort of definition for what constitutes a senior air support person, right? So maybe we should define what are the components in senior air support. I'm just going to make a note right here, right? What sort of components need to be there at the moment for senior air support? And this is an open discussion. I will start with, okay, I think I'll just start with this, the obvious stuff, right? You should be PCI and PCC, yeah? As a senior.
Yes,
Okay? All right. You should be at least PJI, and you should be LI too as well, right? If you're a senior and you don't have these qualities, then I don't think that actually makes too much sense. Okay? If you're senior and you don't have these qualities, PJI, I don't think it makes much sense either. You need to somewhat be involved thinking about ways of creating projects and involving projects. Okay, so that's my baseline for what senior quality should be. Is there any discussion about that?
For me,
Yeah.
as a report, I think they need to reach LC at least.
LC, yeah? So leadership competency.
Yes.
Okay.
Because basically, my experience at Azure Work, we do a coordination with our hosts.
Okay.
So if you can manage all the hosts and you feel to be doing efficiently,
Right.
that's really good.
Then you're LC. Okay. All right. Rafik, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would agree? Okay. Senior people need to have leadership competency. Yes. Okay. All right. Let's go to Bayu. What do you think?
I think it's not yet. I think LC can be shown in the squad leader. Yeah. Yeah, squad leader or chapter lead.
Okay.
The daily operational leadership basically is an involvement. It's still
Yeah.
doesn't need to be competent yet, but as long as they are involved in trying to lead the team in daily basis, they will reach the
Competency level, yeah. Okay, all right. So this one's up for debate then, yeah. Okay, so this one is kind of like on the question mark list. Okay, and these are at least set. Is there anything else that we would expect of a senior person? No. PCE. PCE. They can critique and reinvent fundamental processes. They are entirely aligned.
Yeah, I think so. I think any senior person should be able to evaluate.
And
Yeah.
have a vision as well.
Yeah. Need to have some sort of vision for where this process can go. Okay, all right. So more debate, more discussion. To Alvin. Alvin would disagree.
The PCE.
Uh-huh.
Basically, if we talk about observation like that, it's still on the part of PCC. It means you have a competency to check or to observe what is the problem. But for us to grow further, then it's a different thing.
Okay.
So on part of senior, it's just like what we discussed before. If you are a chapter or squad, that means you bring the squad or the chapter, basically, then it's a vision that you want to bring together with them. But in part of this, as a senior, I believe it's focused on more like the operational, instead of the daily operation, right? Just like what we discussed before about the LC2, I pretty much disagree if it's already on the excellence.
Okay. All right. Cool, Alvin. Thank you for contributing thoughts. Terrific. Do you have any thoughts on this, PCE and LC? No.
I don't agree.
Don't agree that PCE should be in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's actually give an example of PCE. Does anybody have any examples of PCE that they want to share? But actually, we should focus this way because we can already see the other two. Yeah.
Fundamental process. I think a fundamental process, the simple example is doing a night shift, making a night shift, like
Yes.
traffic basically.
Mm.
Before there's night shift, I believe everyone just like doing all the routine from morning until afternoon. Then suddenly we need to change it.
Yes.
We need to do a night shift.
Yes.
That's one of the examples that I can think of.
Okay. Got it.
And I'm not sure that as a senior, we already think that it's mandatory to have something like that.
Okay. All right. So let's say PCE example of starting the night shift, right? That's essentially a project. So essentially,
It's
you
a
need
big
to have project
Yeah, it's
competency.
just like project
You need to have some
competency.
project competency in order to actually get to PCE, right? So essentially, you're
Yeah.
elevating a
It's
process.
Yeah.
It's aligned
You're
with
elevating a process through a project. Okay. Okay. Any other examples of PCE? I thought review management was great. I thought automating the reviews
That's one
is
of the- So it is aligned,
linear time to solve an exponentially growing problem. Okay? So if we don't have automated reviews, then we will always have growing amount of time answering reviews. Right? Getting Instant Book to work is also another PCE. Right? So if we don't have Instant Book, then growing number of bookings means growing amount of reservation time. So that is unscalable. That is untenable, actually. So these are essentially what we consider process excellence. If you can keep the amount of effort the same as we grow, I think that is what I would consider process excellence. Or if you can reduce the amount of effort as we grow, that would be ultimate process excellence. Okay. All right.
Actually, it can simply basically the involvement is you can do the process, and then competency is you know which process is wrong and which one is right, and
Yes.
you can fix it. But excellent is providing a solution for the problem that.
Yeah, like no more overbookings anymore,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Instead of solving overbooking,
We need people to solve overbookings. Okay. Yeah, I would agree. I think that fundamentally, things that just attack the thing. Okay. Now, question: do we expect that of a senior person? Okay, Alvin says no. Alvin says no. Do we expect a senior person to
No.
be CE? Okay. But no. Okay. Oh shit. Interview. Hey, sorry. Hey, you on the interview. I'm. God damn it. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's already gone to 6. Hey. Wait, that's what's like our house.
Yeah. Next door.
Ooh, this is a good. Hi there. Okay. All right. That's crazy. Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh damn. No, interview. Yeah.
This one, sir.
No.
It looked like it. It looked like it. It looked like it. Shit. Okay, sorry. Sorry, probably have an interview. It's almost 6 o'clock now. Okay. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to tell the candidate to wait. All right, so PCE to Bayou. What do you think?
No.
Okay, I agree. I agree that this doesn't need to be on. So, hi, sir. I'm very sorry. Can I postpone our interview? We're still in the middle of a promotion review, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. It's okay.
Yeah. Can we move it to about 6:15? 15 more minutes.
45 minutes again.
15 more minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
I will leave now and get back to you.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. Okay. Everyone come at the same time. All right. Okay. So this is off the list then. Let's talk about. Okay. So it's just LC now, right? Do we expect somebody to get a senior position to be LC? Okay. LC is essentially leadership competency. They can reasonably experience and reasonably lead a chapter, squad, all hands, guild, OKR meeting, democratic discussion, Socratic discussion, event, or workshop.
From what I read, it's pretty much like this. Because there's also like OKR meeting, there's also democratic discussion.
Because this is lead, sir. Lead chapter like that. The senior is
The chapter leader, squad leader.
Some leadership, yeah. You either have to have like some chapter leadership experience, squad leader experience. You can lead an all hands. You can lead a guild discussion. You can lead an OKR review. You can lead a democratic discussion. You can lead a Socratic discussion. You can lead an event, or you can lead a
Then you
workshop.
have to differentiate between chapter, squad, and also the rest of it.
Oh, I would say if you can lead, let's say, 2 out of those, then I would consider your leadership competent.
Well, once again, I think leading a chapter and squad with the other things there is really
Different, yeah?
It's far different. It's far different.
I think it's different between leading squad or chapter and leading a meeting. Leading a meeting is different.
Okay, got it.
like a chairman, right?
Got it. Okay, all right. So, right. They're not all equally weighted. Right? Leadership competency, I always thought, is can you set the vision and can you correct the vision as a leader? Right? So, essentially, competency, like leading, let's say, a all hands meeting, is essentially you have to look at what the company is doing, and then you have to think, okay, where are we headed, and how to correct that vision. Leading an OKR meeting is essentially the same thing, right?
It's pretty fancy.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. There's vision and then there's execution. Okay. They are not equivalent. Okay, that's a good point.
So basically, leading a chapter and squad is part of the excellence, and all the other audience skill is actually passed on involvement.
Okay. All right. Let's.
So we have like a black area actually for the competency.
No, there's definitely involvement. I think is essentially a good follower is leadership involvement. No.
What kind of role?
Well, this is what I see. I see a lot of people that can't be leaders because they can't even like how would I say, they don't have ownership over their personal development. All right, they go, well, I'm not responsible for how I turned out. You know, it's this that I can't get like whatever I should be. They don't seek guidance. They don't seek mentorship. They don't seek any sort of responsibility for their training process. So that I've always seen as being one of the leading indicators of whether somebody will succeed or not. Right? Okay, let's ask about this then. Let's say that yes, being able to lead a chapter and a squad full time, these need to go over to a different section, over to leadership excellence. Yeah. Okay. And then being able to participate in these leading a guild is kind of hard. No?
Yeah, kind of.
Like, let's say, for example, you want to lead something like digital marketing.
Yeah.
Or if you want to lead something like reservations. It is not simple because it's essentially all new, right? You're essentially leading because it's so novel and it's hard to get the participation up and all these things. All right, what are we talking about here? We're talking about essentially, does this person take initiative to actually think about what they want as a vision and how to bring other people towards that vision? That's what leadership competency is. Is that necessary for a senior person? It's necessary, yeah?
It's guilt.
So they need to be able to, okay, let's say for example, you always sit in the back, you never have created a guild, you've never done an all hands, you've never led a single meeting, you just sort of are always a passive observer of things happening around you, right? You've never led a discussion, you don't participate, you don't ever create an event, you don't create workshops. These things are essentially, I think, a lack of sharing vision and essentially casual sort of membership in Bukit Vista. So leadership means at least, okay, you're coming up with an idea, you're coming up with it, and you're thinking of ways to communicate, to get people around, to rally team support around it. So in that particular way, I think that is so vital for anybody's development here in this company. That's what I mean by leadership competency.
Basically, then, if I read it correctly, involvement is basically you are responsible for yourself. For the company, it's not that you are also responsible for the others.
Ah, right. Okay.
First time in Bali in 1993.
That's from what I read. Because it's guided for
Okay, so we should probably move this down and then move something up to excellence, yeah?
No, then we have a mega, right?
On leadership competency, or leadership excellence.
On the leadership competency. Then we have a mega. I already agree with this one.
Okay.
So the excellence is pretty much, I agree with that. And for the competency, we still don't get the grasp.
Ah, what is competency then? Successful. How about this? You successfully organize projects with multiple people to get it done.
LC?
Competency.
Competency, yeah.
Yeah, basically, like what I said, the involvement is basically you are responsible for anything that only with yourself.
Right.
But if you already reach the involvement is basically not by yourself. But if you already start on the competency, then you're also responsible for the other because you are leading.
Ah, got it. Okay, responsible for others.
You don't know about text. You want to
Yeah. Does that work?
I think not responsible, but involving other people.
Yeah, that's the, I don't know how
Involving's very vague.
understated. But basically, this is what I read. You have core value fit, strong role fit, strong ownership, charactership. You seek guidance because you already know what actually wrong with you, and you want to be better.
Yeah. So this is essentially leadership involvement means you can actually be a leader of one, right? And I think competency means you can lead more than one person.
I think leadership involvement would be being part of a team. Becoming a good team member is involvement, right? Whether you will become a leader.
No, it's not a leader. It just means you could just be like
Active.
a leader. I think you need to start actually taking risks, right? Start
I
going
think it's
outside.
decision maker to make a good decision. To involve them.
Yes, being involved in uncomfortable situations, maybe.
Yeah.
That's ownership there.
Yeah.
That's probably on the ownership.
Right. Owning their side. Okay. All right. We're thinking about Chandra at the end of the day. Okay. All right. These terms are here. Do they make sense, or do we have still gaps, or like we're talking about? Do we know what we're talking about when we talk about leadership competency? We're meaning that can you actually not just be a good example yourself, but actually bring other people following your example. Maybe that's the way. Bring other people to follow your example. Yeah, and that's what essentially all the rest of those situations are. Okay. Bring others to follow your example. Okay, all right. Now, let's go back to the question. Does a senior air support person need LC?
Yes.
Okay. Alvin says yes. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Bayu, what do you think?
It's Kiba.
Can you move on? Elsie?
Elsie.
Yeah, that's him, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Thomas.
Okay. All right. So Li and Elsie. Okay. Okay. All right. Fantastic. So there's no more uncertainty. Then let's take a look at this. All right. Given that what we know now, I would say, okay, this one I'm very comfortable with, right? I believe Chandra exhibits PCE and LI on this particular area. Teamwork, okay. Teamwork is really good. I defer to her teammates, and her teammates are happy with her performance. Okay, so this one I would give LI and PCI and PCC, yeah? Probably PCC here too as well. Okay, hospitality. Mixed signals. I don't really encounter Chandra that often on a daily basis. I do trust her team and her guests know this one best. I don't know. I think this is probably PCI and maybe at best PCC. Yeah. Communication. I think this is okay. This is great. This is great. No issues involved here. Okay. Innovation. It looks like there's nothing. All right. Brand. Looks like there's no comment. Okay.
We are technically not allowed to make this.
Okay. Helpful advice. Okay. My overall advice is this. So I think Chandra shows enormous potential, right? And enormous involvement. I think she's dedicated and diligent. She's dedicated, diligent, helpful, and a team player. No doubt, her focus on sales can be transferred into a leadership position. I think everything is good. I think everything shows good progress. My main concern is the area of hospitality. I think this can be a factor that would, let's say, affect leadership and team development if unanswered and allowed to continue astray. I do open up the interpretation of authenticity versus not authenticity. Interpretation. I spelled that wrong. Interpret. Okay. Interpretation. Okay. Is Chandra's authenticity? Okay. Authenticity. Okay. That's my summary based on what I've seen so far. Okay, let's talk about this. What do you consider would be any sort of drawback to this promotion? Well, if Rafik, let's start from here. If you were just, no wait, actually start from Alvin. Alvin, if there was any reason not to promote Chandra, what would that reason be?
I don't know much with Chandra.
Okay.
So it's not for me. But I think a lot of people also pretty much have the same opinion regarding the stage management. Basically, if she can pass that, she will be really good. She's a diligent hard worker and all the technical, she's better than me.
Oh, yeah?
But
Okay.
once again, it's just about how she handle.
What does this look like? I'm not really. I've never seen it myself. So what does Chandra being stressed out look like?
Yeah, she screams sometimes.
I don't hear it. Or maybe I'm thinking she's laughing.
Yeah,
You even reacted to this.
Huh?
You even reacted.
I do?
Yeah.
Forgot it. I don't remember. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I think mostly she's better. Yeah. Actually, it's showing better progress after we submit.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
In the last week,
She called me.
I think she learned from this as well.
Okay.
No, because this is the problem with not stepping on toes, right? While she's doing that, no one would actually say something about that. So
it's all the surprise.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine, and then maybe people also laughing at her.
Think it's funny, yeah.
Think it's funny and it's a good thing. But now that she knows the feedback from the team, she actually.
Okay. All right. Is it okay, Rafik? What do you think?
Yeah, to me, it's because I always with her and always contact me. So this one is about how stressed you are and walk. For example, it's just a good part. Encourage and everything, bum 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 bum. And that 5 minutes, you find her overbooking. You'll be fine, and then tomorrow, right? So, and me and Chandra is always, like that. So I think that's why I said, be yourself.
That's who she is.
Yeah, because it's
Just like you are. Who you are.
yeah, because if you pretend to be, it's no sign with coming.
Okay.
Right?
Got it. I hear you. I hear you on that one.
Yeah.
Actually, I know where you're coming from. Okay.
The problem with the teammates.
Right.
Yeah.
It's surrounding.
Yeah, I'm happy working, then someone being not happy and transfer the bad energy to me. So I will be,
Oh, it's like that. It's like a drag.
yeah.
But like, let's say for example, Rafik goes and go motherfuckers, or I go like that. Is that the same, or is it?
No, I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between joking about that and actually complaining about that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
seriously complaining about that.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right. So, interesting. All right. So,
But personally, my hypothesis is that actually she misunderstood our response.
she thought it was entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, but she
Because that could be easily interpreted as entertaining for a lot of people. Right?
yeah.
Okay. All
But
right.
she's done a lot of changes,
Okay.
and it's really good actually.
Okay.
In the past few weeks.
Wow. Okay. So that's growth mindset then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Any other discussion? Can we move to the vote?
And also, she's angry with someone who's not doing well. That's I like. Because,
Okay. A new auntie.
yeah, Chandra and KB and me, but I support the BSW and kids.
5 minutes. No, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Then-
Sorry. Yeah.
And that is, if the, what's called, the account is not covered,
I know that.
I know that. And then just ping me, oh, Rapik, what are you doing? Can you cover account? Because so many WhatsApp coming. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Did she step on toes?
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, but did she actually step on toes and talk seriously to Gabby and to make sure that Gabby fix it or not, or only just complaining?
Okay. So that's part of leadership then, yeah.
Yeah. Just ping Gaby, call Gaby.
Okay. All right. So I guess that can go into the advice section, right? So let me put that in. So maybe instead of complaining, put the actual feedback to the place that needs to hear it. Yeah? Also, you know what? I give Chandra credit for participation in leadership activities, like sharing workshops. She's done workshops on, what was it, design thinking? She did another one too. for something a while back. See, Gigi. She did another one for something. She learned actually how to do chairperson really well. Chairperson learned pretty fast. Quickly. Okay, all right. I forgot. I think she was involved in another workshop. Anyone remember?
My workshop?
Okay. No, Chandra thought gave another workshop or something. Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Oh, maybe this one for next week you put on the on hand. What? Chandra.
Oh, right. She'll read the stats. Yeah. Okay. Get some all hands experience. Okay. Great. Any other discussion, or whether we're going to vote or not? Okay. All right. So let's put it to the vote then. All in favor of promoting Chandra to senior air support, please vote in favor now. Okay. All against? Okay. All right. So it's done. Okay. All right. So the promotion has been set. What sort of would be your advice for this person to be able to get promoted again to the next level? What sort of do they need to be in order to get promoted to the next level?
Okay. Excellent.
Okay. All right. Good. What sort of excellence would you want to see? Like,
I think because she's working in preservation, so she already know how to put out fire. Now she needs to prevent the fire in the future.
by contributing to content.
Could be, or not only contributing. Contributing is involvement. Everyone should do that, but it's only happened that she's the only person. It's not excellent yet.
What's your vision for reservation excellence? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, air support excellence. Yeah.
Of course, it's not it's not support position.
Yeah. Okay, air support excellence. What does a world class? What's a world class guest communication look like? Okay. Okay, and what other things? Temper? Is that still an issue or?
No, I think it's like a professional for pen up. It's like a pen up and
Okay.
it's not like how to manage the surrounding, right? So
Okay.
understand about the audio.
Okay, people around you.
Or actually use that because we want a leadership excellence, right? So use that. Use emotion in the good way, the good one.
Channel into the correct activities. Any advice for what that could be?
I think a good example is like the American one. Yeah, if Gabe doesn't cover the profile, that's really good. If she can really step on those and say to Gabe, you finish it, like you finish it, I'm gonna also help you.
Toes to the right person. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
All
good
right.
example.
All right. Channel the energy into the place that needs to house it.
As
Okay.
long as correct, there's no.
Be a person who others want to follow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. What other sort of thoughts should we put into Chandra's development?
Make a good decision to apa sih namanya? You must make a, for example, for buku. Now Chandra cannot making decision.
Okay.
But
Decisive.
can I put the
Practice
yeah,
making a decision. Yeah.
and also for conditional revenue as well. Right?
Right. Does she ask for guidance and mentorship? Right. For how to make these decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. Then why does she still hesitate to make these decisions?
Still uncomfortable.
Okay. All right. So that's not a question of guidance or mentorship. That's a question of just being.
Experience.
Yeah.
It's all about that.
Or just you just have to do it once, and then you'll feel better about the whole thing. Okay. So you have to just do it. Action button. Does Chandra have a bias towards action?
I can.
Can't really tell. Yeah. Do you think she has a bias to action?
I'm not forget pairing with most of the time.
Okay. Do you think she has a bias to action?
Itu biasa.
Langsung pilih bertindak daripada kayak cuma ngomong atau pilih doang.
Yeah.
Oh, it's number one.
Really? Okay, then we don't need. Okay, all right. So she knows that. But maybe a bias to action
Action.
for making. Okay, actions.
Action first and then talk.
Make a good decision. She's action first and then talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Make more decisions. Okay. 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 All right. Anything else?
Very analytical mindset.
She doesn't have an analytical mindset. Okay. All right.
I think she can improve in that. She likes to work on the Tableau and data thing, but she's a user now. But
Not a dashboard maker yet. Yeah.
yeah, not necessarily a dashboard maker, but what can she make for the next by looking at that dashboard? What she can do with that dashboard?
Okay. More of a. Oh, okay. Like monitor KPI or something, right? Or.
No, yeah. Right now it's using monitoring KPI, everything is good or
Okay.
not. But like, oh, there's a lot of guests from Australia. Then we need to do this.
Oh, like
how you
process the data. Okay. You're not
Not
only
use the data, not read it.
not
read
read it, but you use the data. Okay, process the data, use the data, come up with a plan, assemble a team,
That's all right.
and then go after a mission. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. That's actually pretty good. I think she can do this, right? I think she needs to think of ways for new people to cover PCI work. Yeah. Get them up to PCC quickly, then focus on LC and LI and LC work, and PJI and PJC work. Okay. Yeah. I think that would be the good direction for Chandra. Okay. All right. So we're done. We gave Chandra the advice. Thank you, gentlemen, for staying behind and doing this. And yeah, that's that. Okay. Dismissed then. Yeah. Meeting adjourned. Yeah.